I saw you standing. The king is here. The king is here.
That's my jam. What you know about Tevin, boy?
This is my joint. This is my joint. Tevin Campbell was one of my first interviews.
Whoa.
You know, I do concerts, and I interviewed him after a concert that I had years ago at BB King's. And my first interviews on the journalism tip. Shit alive, y'all. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give him the chorus. I'm gonna give him the hook.
Give him the chorus.
If you know the words, sing along. There we go. Oh man. I'm super excited.
That's my joint.
This is the jam.
They gotta know about that bridge. That bridge is crazy though. Oh girl, one more chance with you again. Now everybody ready.
Yeah. Woo.
What up, bro?
Oh man, how are you, my brother?
Man, I am doing good, bro. I very, very blessed to be here and have my family safe and healthy, and you know that's what really matters, man.
You know, King, I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. You know, I want to give you the proper introduction. You've been in this business for a very long time. You have worked with, I think, everyone. Okay, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Maroon 5, Justin Timberlake, Shakira, J-Lo, Tim McGraw, Puff. And I'm gonna apologize because your resume, you know, you're truly that doesn't even give that's not even the full list of people you have worked with, and you know, bringing your expertise to music and the stage, man. You know, doing the Grammys and the Soul Train Awards and VH1 specials, BET Awards. You've been doing your thing for a very, very long time. You're from Jersey. Shout out to Jersey.
Yes, sir. Willingboro.
You know, I'm from New York, you know, so we neighbors.
There it is.
You know, we neighbors originally. You know, it's definitely an honor to be talking to you tonight. Adam Blackstone. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home, my brother Adam Blackstone. You know how we do it.
It's the borough. JD. What's up, man? Thank you for having me, brother. You know, I don't do too many of these. You had hit me up, bro. I was feeling the energy, and you know, I thought a conversation was cool to have. So, you know.
Blessings, King. Thank you so much. I know it's not many out there. So I'm you know, I'm excited. You know, I know you've been down this road before in conversations. You know, but you know, for my audience, you know, you're a gem in the industry, you know, so I just want, if you can give a brief, like walking me through your musical journey and how you started.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, I was born in Trenton, New Jersey, and most of my family still resides in that area. Both sides, my mom and my dad, born into a very musical family. And I grown up in church. Extended cousins and all of that ranged from powerhouse vocalists to incredible musicians. And my dad is a full-time musician as well. So I grew up around music, and one of the things that kind of influenced me, because my mom and dad were I never had the parents that were unsupportive in my musical dream. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of stories that some children, especially back in the day, like, you know, in the 90s specifically, early 2000s, now everybody's an entrepreneur, but back in the day, it was like, yo, go take care of your family, go get a
Finish school,
9
go get a
to
9
5.
to 5.
Yeah, you know. So
Exactly.
when my dad came home and told my mom, I never forget, like, yo, I'm gonna do this music thing full time. I quit my job. My mom was like, cool, let's figure it out. And so, you know, just that support alone, um, it definitely, you know, encouraged me to do whatever I felt like I wanted to do. Now, did I know then that I was gonna be here? I'm gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? I knew music would be involved, but I wasn't sure if I would be a teacher, if I would, you know, make music for video games. At one point, that was like a big thing in my head. Like, yo, I'm gonna do the soundtrack to NBA Live. You know, but yeah, man, God has blessed me. And so when I graduated high school, Willingboro High, I went to University of the Arts in Philadelphia, and pretty much that relocation to Philly changed my life and the trajectory of my life as well, because I met a bunch of amazing people when I was doing jazz gigs. I met a bunch of amazing people while I was doing theater gigs. Met a bunch of amazing people while I was doing the local, you know, wedding band thing. And then I got to a gig called the Black Lily, which was held at the 5 Spot, and I met the Roots. That kind of just changed my life. And ever since then, I've been a baby Root, and I give all props and shout out to, you know, Questlove and James Poyser and Sean G and Richard Nichols, rest in peace. But they definitely kind of put me on in a trustworthy musical role to, you know, kind of make my name around the city. And then that's what I tried to do at that time.
Wow. What kind of music was your folks playing in the household?
Man, everything. So my dad was a top 40 guy, you know, what we would call now a wedding band, you know, singer, but it wasn't called that then. He was just a workhorse. So, you know, he would do bar mitzvahs, barbecues, banquets, Sunday morning service, Sunday night service.
Do it all.
Funerals, yeah. So we was listening to everything, man. I was just having this conversation with my boy Darren Robinson yesterday. Like, you know, for a long time, because I heard my dad play so much different music, I thought that's really how the songs went. Like even his little chord changes and stuff like that. Because I only knew it from my dad playing and singing it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I was listening to everything, man. Heavily influenced by Take Six, you know, by Frankie Beverly and Maze. You know, my dad sang in church and my mom sang in church. So like the Hawkins, you know, Edwin and Tremaine Hawkins was big. And then, you know, everything, man, from like I listened to, you know, Macarena to Electric Slide to Cha Cha Slide, like because my dad was learning these songs to kind of like play.
It was a different vibe every day in the crib.
Every day, man. Every day, yo. Every day.
You know, your first major event, I would say, was the Fade to Black Jay-Z retirement concert.
Yeah.
If you could walk me through linking up with Questlove and how that situation came about for you.
Yeah, so you know, I was a studio rat, man, and like I was the guy, I was known as the big guy that was always everywhere and just kind of trying to get on and you know what I'm saying and make my niche. So when I met Richard Nichols, which was the manager of the Roots at the time, I was playing for his wife's group called the Jazzy Fat Nasties, and they were kind of super local legendary. But, you know, Rich, the manager, had his hand in a lot of different things. So, you know, this was at the time where the Root, you know, Amir and Jay-Z started hanging and doing Jay-Z Unplugged and stuff like that. And Rich was kind of at home curating like the Roots next moves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we had like a little baby Roots crew at the crib kind of putting down demos to present to Black Thought and present to Amir and stuff like that. And then when the time came up where, you know, Jay wanted to take the Roots, I think at that moment they were kind of like, is this a Roots thing as a band, or is this a Questlove thing and he's the leader and we put people around it? And once they figured out that Questlove would kind of be the musical director and the focal point, he ended up just inserting pieces. And I ended up being one of those pieces because I was around Philly in the 5 spot and intimate with his crew that he trusted too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that I would say to everybody is like, yo, you never know who you're working with and what that job will lead you to that next thing. You know what I'm saying? I was in a great way guilty by association. You know what I mean? I was hanging with Questlove's manager and his mentor. You know what I mean? So when he asked his mentor, I was one of the first people on his mind to recommend. And it was a blessing, man. It changed my life, bro. That was my first big thing. It was like Jay-Z's retirement joint, you know what I mean?
What do you remember the most about that? I watch it all the time. I watch it over and over again all the time. What do you remember most just about maybe behind the scenes or working to put that together? What when you think about that time, what was that 2002? Was that 2002?
2003.
2003. What do you remember most when you think back on that?
It's so many iconic memories, man. I remember our DJ in the band was Just Blaze. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. You know, I had, you know, just gotten into like production and stuff like that. So when you hear like Just Blaze, it was like a big deal, you know, and he was flipping these samples. And one of the other things I remember is we wore these baseball jerseys, and at the time, like, jerseys was like coming in to be a big deal. So like I remember we got to pick out at Mitchell and Ness and all this. So that was like, I know this is super non-musical, but that was like a big deal for me. I was like, yo, I got this Jackie Robinson jersey on, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then the last thing, one of the final things I remember, and I told this story and laughed, but like, you know, this is 2003. I am 21, 22 years old. I had just left my mom and dad's house, you know, maybe 3 years prior to whatever. And I had posters up on the wall, you know? So one of the posters up on my wall back then is like Destiny's Child, you know what I'm saying? I was a little black boy loving the girl, so it's like I got Destiny's Child up there. And so I walk in, I'm like, ooh, the lead singer, she kind of dope. Like, man, I walk into rehearsal and I'm like, is that Beyonce? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like at that time, I don't think Crazy in Love had even came out with both of them, or it was just about to come out or something like that. So, you know, that was one of the other crazy moments for me that came like full circle. I was like, oh, okay, like this is a real thing, and Jay is really that dude. You know what I'm saying? To have Mary J, Beyonce, Kanye, John Legend, Foxy was there, Puff came out, you know, Dame Dash. It was pretty. Memphis Bleak, I can't forget Beanie Siegel, like, you know, like Freeway. It was just great. Swiss Beats. It was, you know, 2003, man. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And I'm blessed to still have relationship and call all of those people friends now. You know what I'm saying?
Salute, King. Salute, King. Amazing start. Amazing start. As a musical director, right, how do you approach live arrangements?
That's a good question. I mean, it really depends on the song, the genre, the artist as well. I've tried to make a lot of things feel like a movie. You know what I'm saying? In my arranging style, especially like coming up in arranging, I think a lot of people kind of do it big now, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
I know when I was coming up, I didn't hear too much like that, you know what I'm saying? Unless it was like pop music. Like I know NSYNC was doing some big arrangements, and Britney, and even Usher. Uh, but like in the hip hop R&B space, I was trying to bring that same intensity to my arrangement. So I would listen to a lyric and I would like, if it felt like it needed an impactful hit or something, I would actually do that hit on that lyric. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Or if it felt like it needed a breath of a moment of stop so you could hear the lyric, I would have the band do a hard stop and let the artist just sing and ride it out or rap it out. You know what I mean? It could have been like
Right.
Kanye, doing like, I flow with some of the stupid, you know what I mean? For like get them high, like we used to like do these stops and stuff like that. So, that's always my approach, is like listening to the lyric, man. Like I really feel like the artist tells a story, and
Mm.
so my music should support that story. It shouldn't be on top of the story. My music should actually be a trajectory of where the story is going as well. So the lyric kind of drives my arrangements, for real, for real. That's my approach.
Great response, my brother. Great response from a musical genius like yourself. You know, 2020 was a tough year for us all,
Yeah.
especially in the live entertainment space. But in the beginning of the year, we did the Super Bowl again, right? And Shakira and J Lo, two of my favorites. Okay, and one of my favorite live, televised events, performances, hands down. Um, you know, got nominated for an Emmy. Was that
Yes,
your
sir.
second Emmy nomination?
That was my second
First was
nomination.
JT's. You got nominated for an Emmy for that. What was the planning like for the iconic performance? Because these are two queens. These are, they're both, here and here. You know what I mean? And, sometimes you could do a show with somebody and somebody may be here and somebody may be here, but they're both
Right.
up here. Their shows are over the top. How did that whole thing come about where it blended so beautifully? And of course, you were nominated for an Emmy for your work in that.
Yeah. So
how did that feel to be a part of that?
interesting, man. So the Thanksgiving before Super Bowl, so let's just say 2019 Thanksgiving, I took a ride out to Barcelona and sat down with Shakira. First of all, this was the first Super Bowl that it was a co-headliner announced, meaning like, there's always surprise guests and stuff like that, but to have a bill with both of these artists, let alone these super Latina artists, announced was a big deal. So they co-headlining, and so it was my job, man, to really make sure that because of the magnitude of the show and then how short that halftime show is, people don't realize we're fitting a concert into a football game. You know what I'm saying? And so both of these ladies, man, have such an extensive catalog that it was my job to say, man, we got 14 minutes for two artists to make this happen. Like, what do I put in? What's the set list? And then I had to present it to them. So that process was very tedious. I started, like I said, 1, 2, 3 months before the Super Bowl, just getting that together. So Thanksgiving into December, I was in Barcelona with Shakira going through ideas. Right after that, I came to New York and messed with Jennifer with some ideas. And then we all met up in Miami at the top of the year of 2020. And we spent a month out there just getting it together before our epic show. And, it was rough, man. It was rough. I can't front. Like, just two powerhouse women alone having their own ideas and their own concept of what they want to do, because it is their show. So I can only do so much, but I was thankful that they both entrusted me to be the common MD of the whole show. They have their own individual teams. But for me, it was my job to bring the two together so it didn't feel disjointed already. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
I think we did a good job. Shout out to my entire band and staff and all of that, man. It was super dope.
How did it feel to be nominated for the Emmys again?
It felt good, man. You know, when you're working, I just want to say you're not doing it for the recognition. I want to be great because I want to be great for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you end up getting recognition from your peers or an Emmy nomination or, you know, any other thing, we got an Image Award nomination for a couple shows last year. It's like, it makes you feel happy that, you know, your work was recognized, by people you love and respect as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. It was real cool.
You know, with a career like, congratulations again.
Shout out Joy the drummer, Nick West. What's up, Nick? I saw you on that Fender site too.
With a career like yours,
Happy New Year, Joy.
How do you create a balance between your career and family?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that because family is first. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to really say, you know, if home is not straight, you know what I'm saying? I can't really move and even work in excellence. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So family has always been first, and I'm very, very thankful to have a wife and a support system that encourages me and lets me follow my dream. You know, we have 2 children now, and so that already is like that's a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? All the good dads know that. Like, you know, my son, I don't even know if you can see, but my son done took over. He got his guitar, his little guitars all back there and all that. So, you know what I'm saying? He got full access to everything. So I don't move without the fam being straight, man, because home is good. You know, that's all that matters. So the balance is easy for me. The priority is the crib.
Facts. I read somewhere that you met your wife. Was it on tour?
Yeah, so she sang for Vivian Green.
Love Vivian.
And who is another amazing artist from Philadelphia. And I got the call to do that gig very early, and she was on the gig already. And met her through another one of my great friends, Adam Johnson, who's a bass player, and I think he was going on tour with somebody else, so I was kind of subbing for him or whatever. And so yeah, we met, we hit it off, you know, became good friends. And at the time I was just getting into production, and she was writing and had a production deal with her 410 people. And yeah, we just hit it off, and it's been love ever since. So that was cool. That was a long time.
It's dope to meet. It's dope to, you know, to meet your one in kind of in the field that you do in that space.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, like I said, man, I'm blessed. I feel like she has seen my evolution and seen the grind, and I know for me, my career wouldn't even be what it is if it wasn't for her support. So when I do have to make a tough decision, you know, for a gig or whatever, she already knows. She gets it. You know what I'm saying?
I met my fiance. I was doing a concert. Had a concert that I did with like Donell Jones, and we both Donell Jones fans. It was like Donell Jones, SWV. Who else I had on that? We had John B. We had like a nice R&B show, and I met her there, and her friend worked for us at the time. And you know how you got those people that's always asking you for tickets. It's like, yo, I know you get it. I know you get that. Let me get the hookup. Let me get the VIP. Let me get the passes. And I was like, God, girl, you always asking me, like, you know, for tickets. I was like, all right, I got you again. And, you know, thank God I said yes. I met my future right there. No, we got
there it is, man. Congrats to that, bro. Congrats.
Thank you, my brother. You know,
J5, what up, J5?
You got some people on the check-in. Go ahead, shout them out.
I was missing folks. I was missing some folks.
I saw that Apple announced a few months back my kind of country, right?
Yeah.
The competition. I know it's coming soon, so it may not be too much.
What up, Flawless?
Too much you could say about it. But you know, can you give us a little insight on what that's going to be like in the position?
Yeah, man. So I partnered with Apple Music, man, and my homie Reese Witherspoon, and a couple of the production people that actually produced The Masked Singer, which was a show I worked on last year. And Reese has been heavy into country music and has been an advocate for diversity inclusion, just in general, you know what I mean? And of course, her being the movie star that she is, she does it there. But now she wants to bring it into country. And, you know, I felt like this was a great opportunity to show people that minorities, not just Black people. I'm thankful that she chose me to be the music producer and supervisor and music director because of some of my previous work. But we are both interested to see minority men and women take a stake in what is deemed to be, you know, very Caucasian, very Nashville white.
Right.
And there's some homies and brothers and sisters out there that sang down and are genuinely country. It's not that they can just sing, but
they're not trying to force it. This is who
we're not trying to force it. Listen, you know, you go to Apple Music and you see the charts all over the world. There's still a country section in Japan. There's still a country music genre in South Africa. There's still a country music genre in India. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're going all over the world to really, you know, to really kind of find minorities who wouldn't never make it to Nashville, and just to show, we're going to try to show the world that, you know, country music is diverse. And I'm excited to do that show.
Wow, man! I can't wait. Do you know when it may be coming?
Yeah, we probably gonna tape this summer. You know, given the pandemic letting up and everybody's getting safe and healthy, so that'll be this summer for sure.
Wow, man!
Well, so I'm excited about that, man. So, you know, everybody out there that got their country homie, you know. Look out for that.
Let them know. You've been in this business. What this year makes 20 what?
I mean, nah.
Still approaching 20 years.
I'm gonna say 18. I'm gonna say 18 years. Like, and trust me, like it wasn't like this 18 years ago. So I'm saying that.
Absolutely, of course, you have your start, you have your growth, but
yeah, we talking about
you gotta acknowledge it all, though. You gotta acknowledge it all, King. You gotta acknowledge it all.
Yeah, we talking about, you know, Jay-Z being 2003. You know, I'm gonna say I was in it a year before that. So, you know.
Do you have any idea on how many shows and tours you probably done? Just like an estimate, like a number. If you could just throw out a number, I know it's a lot. Like, I tried to one day.
Tyree, what up?
During this pandemic, one day I was sitting down, I was going over stuff, and, you know, just trying to stay inspired, because you know how this is, this time, especially for the industry that we're in. And I just started looking through the shows and the things I've done just to look at my accomplishments, and it just try to count how many shows I've done, and I lost it. I couldn't come up with a number.
I gotta be honest, man. I can't even guess. I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm gonna say over 2,500.
You got it.
I'm gonna say 2,500. Torrin, what up, Torrin?
Listen, you saying 2,500 is probably like 35.
Let's get this Grammy, T. Wells. Nah, yeah, and I'm saying that, you know, that was a quick because, you know, a lot of my she said millions. A lot of my you know, in the last 5 to 6 years, man, I haven't been able to do everything, but I've put my stamp on it and my people in place, and I'm very proud about that.
I really all-star band.
Yeah, man, I really feel like that's a big part of my ministry, is like just how I like to see everybody win. I am not the hate and do at all. I really know what God has for me is really just for me. So I'm like, yo, if I could put somebody in place that's just as good or better, like that's the move too. So if you add that up too, along with, you know, my start in my early local days, which have played a huge part on the development of me as a musician, you know, it could get the number could grow crazy.
It could go crazy. What would you consider out of everything you've done? What would you consider your best work thus far?
Oh man, that's a I don't know.
Narrowing it down to one, right? I'm giving you a tough question. I know I am.
I'm scared to even answer that, man. It's so many great people, so many great artists I've worked with. You know, I would
You know
have
what? I'll rephrase it. I'll make it a little easier for you. What was your mama I made it moment? Like, you know, everyone has that moment where you feel like, yo, I've really made it. I've really accomplished my dreams. And
Well, so the funny part about that question is, like, you know, I've accomplished a lot, man. But each gig for me, the next gig is the audition for the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't even look at it like I made it mentally, because I still want to score films. I still want to, you know, produce movies. I still want to do, you know what I'm saying, so many elevated things that I know that I can do and will do. So I don't know if I have put.
but you've opened the doors for yourself to be able to
Yeah, and I
get
think
to
that's
that
all
point.
about. I think that's all about being a good person and having a relationship with people, man. Because like you never know who that next superstar is. I told this story before. Like I did Jay 2003. I would say that was the biggest thing of my career for sure at that time. I met this kid with a pink polo shirt. He was like, "Yo, I like what you doing. When this is
Kanye
over,
West.
come rock with me." And I was like, okay, like I didn't know who you are. His name Kanye. So I went out with Kanye. You know, he ended up changing the world with his music, and we did, you know, late registration and stuff like that, and graduation live, and you know, Stronger was just about to pop off crazy. And then I met this little Barbadian girl who was opening for us, and she said, "Yo, I like what you're doing with Ye. Come rock with me." When Ye is over, that ended up being Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Then when I was walking with Ree, I met this light skinned kid from Canada. He was like, "Yo, I like what you're doing with Ree. Come rock with me." And I was Drake. So I was with early Drake, and then I met through on the Drake gig. I met, like, I think Janet Jackson came to a gig and was like, "Man, the music sounds amazing. You know, whatever. Come rock with me." And then I worked with Janet, and then from Janet, I met a lot of the pop music people, and that's how I got, you know, linked up with like Jonas Brothers, Demi Lovato, and then that led to Justin Timberlake. You know what I mean? So I think just being a great person, man, has and I try to be a good person purposely, but I think you have to have humility, and you have to, you know, just know that there's somebody always better than you, and don't take any job for granted. So to answer your question, as far as the mama I made it moment, you know, I think there's several, but I'm always looking forward to the next thing. I loved doing President Obama's farewell concert at the White House, and that wasn't one specific artist, but it was just the moment. You know, we had seen change as a community, as a people, and you know, I circle back to that because I'm currently working on this year's inauguration as we speak. So I think about the last time I was at the White House, and then I haven't been there for 4 years for many different reasons. But
I don't think any of us wanted to be there.
But I'm saying that to say, you know, you can't take that moment for granted. I can't be in that moment and say, yo, I'm coming back here every 4 years, because that we don't know that that's the case. Not only, you know, for whoever is there as president or administration or whatever, but, you know, tomorrow's not promised, man. So I think we got to live every moment. And as I get older, I'm really realizing that each moment is very special.
Well answered, King.
Yeah, man.
And you know, and you're humble, and you've accomplished a lot. and I know it's much more that you're setting out to accomplish, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for the future, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited for my folks. I'm excited for everybody to win and have a good 2021 because God knows we deserve it.
The fact, who do Adam Blackstone look up to as a mentor?
Man, like definitely Questlove. Definitely Sean G, who's a big part of Philly, and now he's the president of Live Nation Urban. James Poyser, who has been a super producer, super keyboard player. But then like my peers, yo, I really got to be honest and say my friends inspire me. Derek Hodge, Thaddeus Tribbett, Dwayne Moore, Omar Edwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that just inspire me, and I see them doing things. And Jesse Collins, who's taking over the production game now. It's just it's a lot of cats, man. Like I feel like everybody has genius level talent, as Jay would say. So it's like I try to pick everybody's brain and, like, you know what I mean, to see what it is, because even through this pandemic I had to learn some new skills. So I was, I found myself vibing with some other people that technically didn't do music. I was hollering a lot to video editors, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking a lot to people who do coloring, and me and my homie on here, Jason, we trying to work on like an animated thing. So it was like I was moving in different directions, but also trying to learn at the same time. You know what I mean? So, and then also just listening to different production and listening to who hide and finding new producers and trying to put them on, and also me learn from a couple people that I see, doing big things online. I'm not a huge personality on social media, but I use it to, kind of keep my ear to the streets and see what's good, and also inspire others. You know what I'm saying? So,
speaking of inspiring others, King, what advice can you give to striving musicians?
Man, keep your head on straight, remain humble. One of the big things I think that social media has hurt the younger generation is that they have access to a lot of people and a lot of things. YouTube helps that as well, helps or hurts that as well. But when I was growing up, man, I had to buy CDs. I had to go in the presence of these people that I'm now calling my mentors and just show them how serious that I was about learning their craft, learning the correct way to play a song, taking care of my instrument, knowing which instrument works on which gig, which studio session, which song, doing my history, doing my research on the history of music to see, what instrument was used if you're about to do a 60s, 70s song, and then what's now what it is for synth bass and stuff like this. So it gets to be a tedious task to continue to learn and continue to grow. But that's what gets you to that next level. You know what I'm saying? Right. Having that knowledge to apply to whatever situation you're in. I would encourage the young people to continue to gain knowledge. Just don't watch people do what you think they're doing and you can do it better because you watching somebody play drums online, or you watching, a couple shows that you feel like, you should be at. Like, just continue to gain the knowledge. Get consultation from people that you admire. Ask questions. But do it in a humble way so that they want to put you on. They want to put you on game. They want to invite you out to the gig so you can see the behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's about being humble, but also being hungry. And so don't let your humility turn your hunger down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I was always the guy that was just around. I remember one of my first sessions with James Poyser was for Anthony Hamilton record, and like Pino Palladino, who's one of the best bassists in the world, his flight was running late or something. So I was just chilling in the lobby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ready. Like, whatever y'all need me to do, I'm here. I will sweep this studio with my bass if you want me.
I'm gonna light this joint up, man.
Yeah, man. So, you got to be ready for that moment as well. And then, gain knowledge and ask questions so that you can have the answers for when somebody's asking you about yourself, about your talent, what have you done, what do you want to do. Have those answers. If somebody's asking you that, it's for a reason. If you don't know the answer, I can't know how to even help you and enhance you.
Help you.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
have to help me help you.
There it is. Yep. So yeah, man, just, stay persistent, but also do it with class and do it with humility. So that's what I would give the young folks.
Great advice, and King. And I think that's anyone out there listening, that's for any field that you're in. The advice that you just gave, it don't matter what you do, you can apply that right there. So it's not just for musicians. So
yeah, bro, for real.
Before I let you go, King, I gotta ask you, who's your top 5 rappers alive?
Oh man, no specific.
No order. We don't gotta
Well, I mean, I don't mind saying Jay is my number one for sure. Eminem, Big. Oh, we said alive or all time?
I said alive. But you know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to you.
You said alive, right?
Yep, alive.
All right, because Big is that. I just got to put that out there. That Big is like, I thought I was Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I was the guy. What up, Act? DJ Active's in the building, y'all.
I see him. Salute, King.
He famous. He way famous these days. He got that them chill vibes. So yeah, living. I'm gonna go Jay-Z, Eminem. I'm gonna just go fast. Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Black Thought.
The last two.
Black Thought, Nicki Minaj.
Okay, I give that to you. Got Nicki in there. Dope. You don't see a lot of dudes put a female in that top 5.
That girl is cold with it.
She deserves it. She deserves it. That's a good top 5.
Cold. No Nas. I'm sorry, Act. Look, they lighting me up.
Like, what about?
They lighting me up. I said Black Thought, Henry. I said Black Thought.
I got another one for you. I got another. You're asking, but I got another one for you. You're on a 10-hour flight, right? And maybe you heading overseas or something. And you got the choice of 3 albums to listen to on repeat. Who you got on repeat? 10 hours.
How many records?
You got 3 albums to choose from.
That's
you got 3
easy,
albums
bro.
on repeat.
No Kendrick. Sorry, guys. That's easy, bro. Brandy, Full Moon. Depending on my vibe, I'm gonna go Jaco Pastorius, which is one of the first jazz albums I got. And I got 2 more though, and it just depends on my vibe.
Okay, it's a vibe thing. I get it.
It's a vibe. It's so crazy, and this is me. People who know me, this is me. Ross or Mary Mary.
You caught me off guard with that one.
That's what I'm listening. That's what I'm listening
Which
to.
Ross album? Is it a specific Ross album?
I like Ross, man. I like Ross.
Shout out the whole Bel Air family.
I like
Porter. They cut me checks. I gotta shout them out.
Ross or Mary Mary.
Ross or Mary Mary.
It depends on my spirit.
On the vibe, on the spirit.
Everybody who know me, they know that encompasses me all day.
See, and I could do a classic J, or I could do my Kirk Franklin Essentials playlist that I put together.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know.
If you catch me on a sunny morning, I may be having that Kirk Franklin on the plane.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Listen, man, I said Ross or Mary, but you only gave me 3, so it's like, you know, the brandy's definitely in there. The Jocko is definitely in there. But I you know, big up to my girls, Mary. They keep me right in the head.
Good.
And listen, and Ross keep me right in the head too.
Right. Ross gets you in your bag. What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, that's a great question. I think, you know, overall, man, I want to be known to treat people well, put people on so that they could win and they could feed their families, and just a good father, yo. You know what I mean? I want my kids to be proud. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of what I do, everything of what I do is for my children, yo. Like straight up. You know what I mean? My friends know, and then we all got similar mindsets, you know, family first, children first, and everything else second, you know, especially, you know, with God looking over us. It's like we can do anything that we put our minds to, but at the same time, home got to be right, and then that lines everything else up. Kenzie! Hey, Drake, what up? Yeah, man. So I think that's the legacy, man, being a good dude, good father, and hopefully inspire some people to do some good music. Right now, it's looking like the arrangements is what's is what everybody's studying. But, you know, I think that's just the beginning for me. I want to do some movie stuff. I want to do some soundtrack stuff. I want to get back in my production bag. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving.
Thank you so much, King. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for everything you have given us.
Appreciate it, bro.
I know that, you know, being in this industry is blood, sweat, and tears. It's a lot of long days, late nights, and, you know, sometimes we get tired, but you keep going. And, you know, being in this, you really do it because you love it. You know, the money's not, it could be good, but it's not, you know what I mean? It doesn't compare to the hours and the time you put in. And so, you know, you definitely do this out of love, and we appreciate every single thing you have given to the culture.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And, you know, like I said, yo, I think that sometimes we're in a situation where, you know, things could throw us off. We just came out of pandemic, or still in it, I should say. But, you know, everybody got to keep their head up, yo, and if we woke up this morning, that's a blessing in itself. You know what I'm saying? You know, learn some new skills, get some outside friends that expand your circle. You know what I mean? And I'm preaching to myself a lot of times, because it's like, I ain't really like the social media dude. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's good knowledge on here. So, you know, if you see something that you want to learn, reach out.
Got a network.
Well,
it's time to perfect your craft.
Yeah, man, you gotta take over where you at before you can be ready for the world. You know what I mean? So do that, and do it with passion, do it with skill, do it with perfection, and you good. You'll be all right, man. God got us all. I really believe that. He don't make no mistakes. And you know, we're gonna come out of this thing bigger, better, and stronger.
That's a fact. That's a fact, King. Thank you so much, man. Adam Blackstone.